What's up, guys? Adapark here, and today I want to take a small break. I want to take a one video break from the series that we've been doing, where we've been looking at what makes a good raider, what makes a good raid leader, what makes a good this, what makes a good that, and then what exponentially makes you a far superior whatever role you're filling. And instead, I want to elaborate a little bit more on a topic that I had discussed in a previous video. I had mentioned in one of my videos, I want to say it was last week, that when you are trying to assess a raider or a person in general, when you're trying to assess the information that they know, and you're trying to obtain, especially when you're trying to correct them or to rectify problems or to fix issues, when you are trying to obtain information and trying to evaluate what they know, that you can use, I don't want to say a tactic, but you can use questions and getting them to explain essentially to you what they are doing. And I wanted to elaborate on this a little bit more because I found myself doing it last night when I was talking to one of my raiders, and then I found myself doing it again this morning, or I guess this afternoon at my normal 9 to 5, where I was being explained a problem and being asked to help out. So let's take a look at both of those situations and kind of sum up and see how much help being able to ask these questions did for me. So first we'll start with the normal 9 to 5. I got a call, I don't remember what time, let's say it was after lunch, it really doesn't matter, from our Tier 3 support. So I guess a quick rundown. Your Tier 1 generally, when you're talking about IT, is your help desk. There's the guys that call, you call on the phone or a chat system or something. Hey, most everybody has experienced this. You've reached out to some chat support, or you've called somebody and, hey, this is Billy Bob from Comcast or what have you. Tier 2 is where I am at. This is the actual technicians that come out, and this is my team that I am in charge of. And Tier 3 is more of a specialty. They handle a lot more, I don't want to say high tech, but high profile issues and things like that. And one of the guys from the Tier 3 department called me and he said, hey, we're having a problem with this guy's iPhone. He is getting this weird error where he just upgraded to iOS 10, which came out a few days ago, last week or something. And whenever he opens up an email, he gets a blank screen. He can see the preview, but he can't see the email itself. And I need it to very quickly because this guy is down. He needs his email on his phone to be able to work. He's a manager out there, working. He needs to be able to move from place to place, meeting to meeting, site to site, and access his email. So I said, okay, explain to me what you've done. Have you done this? Have you done that? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? And what happened was, while I was asking this Tier 3 support guy, have you done this? Why did you try that? What did you do with this one? One of my new technicians stood up. And he's like, no, you don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. Oh my God, that's wrong. And I had to quiet him. And after the fact, I had to explain to him that, look, I know what he's doing is wrong. I know this is why he is not being able to fix this issue. However, I need him to do half the work for me. If he can tell me all the steps that he's doing and the process that he took and why and the thought process behind, what he searched for and what he tried and what he tried, his troubleshooting steps, those are things that I can immediately eliminate. If he went down a rabbit hole and it totally did not work and he was thinking it was one issue and we know it's not because it obviously didn't work, I can completely ignore it. And once he was done, I said, okay, I'll look into it. I'll check it out. Lo and behold, a simple Google search, literally 20 seconds later, there's a known bug with people that have apostrophes in their name that they get blank screens for emails. So if you guys are seeing that, bam, there you go. The second issue, or second example I can give you is from last night. I am talking to one of my raiders, and I am getting him to explain, he and I are discussing the fight mechanics because the raids are coming out tomorrow, right? If you're watching this video, the raids are out today. And, I'm discussing, just tactics and what we should do, this, that, and the other. And he makes some offhand comment about melee for Ursoc or something. And I say, okay, well, why would you do this? And part of it is playing dumb. And that's there's a fine line, but if you can master it, and that's essentially what this is, if you can master the fine line between truly making yourself look like a dumbass and playing dumb to extract information, you will be able to very easily get the information that you need, and you know the mindset of the person behind it, and they are very, very willing to openly say, hey, here's what I think, here's why I think it, here's what's going on in my head, and you, in the back of your mind, are evaluating this. And so, he said there's some offhand comment about melee in Ursoc for the raid. And I was like, okay, so how would you do it? How would you set this up? And, every time he would say, okay, well, for this boss, I was thinking we could do this. And again, it was, well, why would you do that? Don't you think, why wouldn't we do this? Again, that fine line between playing dumb and truly making yourself look like an idiot is that I was able to determine from his answers, knowing what I know about the fights for Emerald Nightmare, seeing that he did not know what he was talking about. That essentially the guy was talking out of his ass. He wasn't sure completely the strategies for the fights. However, he really wanted to make it look like he knew what he was talking about, and that's the way he came across after seeing his thought process and extracting, well, why is it like that? What is going on? And a perfect example was we had talked about class balance. Who are we going to bring into the fights? Who are we going to sit? Where are people needing to be at before, we do or do not accept them into our raid group? And he said, look, class balance is completely messed up. We know that every single spec is going to be nerfed and buffed, and this spec is going to be bumped up and this spec is going to be bumped down. Well, why did you say that? Oh, well, Blizzard said they made a post, and all these things that are close to what you're talking about, but they're not exactly accurate. And from that, you can extract, if he is making these sweeping statements of, Blizzard has said all these things, and you can go back and you can find sources that say, yeah, they've said they're going to monitor it and they're going to make slight adjustments. That's not a sweeping change, and you can then look and say, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not paying attention to, the information that's being data mined, the information that's being released from Blizzard, MMO Champion, whatever the case might be. He is not pulling that information and truly understanding it. And again, guys, if you can walk that fine line to where you need something explained to you, and that's the way you got to play it. Is I don't understand it. Can you explain that to me? Dude, I don't play a mage. How does your spec work? Even though you're alt a mage. I've done that. I've done that before where, I've had people, a great example was I think I've told this story before. Way back in the day, Hellfire Citadel, which it truly was way back in the day. I had a hunter explain to me his spec choice and why he felt the need to take certain talents over others. And he said, oh, you'd be an idiot to take this talent, and no hunter does it. Well, I played a hunter in Hellfire Citadel. Yeah, you do take this talent. Here are the reasons why. This is why you're wrong. And so, obviously, you need to know what you're talking about before you even attempt this. Don't go into this blind yourself. Don't go into this thinking that you know everything and you truly don't. Don't go into it making the same mistake that you're trying to prevent by playing this against other people. So if you can walk this fine line between, playing dumb and then, the worst case scenario is making yourself look like an idiot, and you can extract the way people are thinking and the thought process and the way their brains are working. And you can see, okay, does this person truly understand the material? Does he understand the boss fight? Does he understand the why? Does he understand what's going on? Or is he just, he's pulling information that's months old and completely irrelevant and not true? Or is he making, he read in one instance that, whatever class is really bad, so they are completely and wholeheartedly terrible for this expansion. Use this to your advantage, extract information, and over time you will be able to you'll very quickly be able to understand if people are getting the material that they are trying to teach you, which you should already know. And then over time you can kind of figure out, okay, this is the way this guy operates. I know what to and what to not believe and listen to, and what he does and doesn't understand. And you'll get to learn how people are. With all that being said, we will get back to the what makes you a good this or that video immediately, because I've had a lot of fun kind of sitting down and thinking about it. Hopefully you guys like what I'm saying here. If you do, give this video a like, or hit that subscribe button, or hell, do both of them. Both of these things encourage me so much more than you guys understand to continue to pump out videos for you guys as often as I can. Thank you so much for sitting down for the past 12 minutes and listening to me ramble. And until next time, guys, I'll see you.